Okay, so starting our way around the driver's desk, we've got the cab radio that allows me to speak to the signalman. We've got our brake gauges, so this is like the air side of the loco. So what we've got here is we've got the main reservoir. It shows what's in the tanks of the train and what's in the pipe when we feed it to the other vehicles on the train. We've got a bogie 1 and 2, and we've got our brake pipe. So when I lift this handle up, it releases the brakes on the train, and you'll see it also releases the brakes on the loco. If I put this on, like that, it puts a straight air brake on in the loco, so basically that's just the brakes on the loco. We've got a speedometer, we've got a TPWS, which is the system for the signalling that protects against running through red signals or over speeding. Some places are located, not the whole railway is, just certain places. We've got our AWS system for the signalling. We've got a driver's reminder appliance, which reminds me not to pass a signal at danger. So before I take power, I take this off so that I can get power. If I leave that button in, I can't get power, it kills the power. We've got the driver's display unit. In here I can get my air conditioning on it, I can get various modes, I can even look at the front and the side of the train and see what's going on round about it. This is the kind of brains of the loco. Here we've got the engine start and stop. This is the key that turns the engine on and off. We've got park and brake on, and we've got a train supply, so we can actually put a supply into passenger coaches and heat and cool passenger coaches. So being a 110 mile an hour locomotive, we can either do freight or we can do passenger as well, which means that it's a very versatile engine. The Class 99, cracking engine it is, big Coco that sits over there. It can only do 75 mile an hour, and at the moment there's no train heat, so it can't pull passenger coaches without having train heat. That will come at some stage, I'm sure, but at the moment we're the only one that can do that. Here we've got the clever bit. So this loco is what they call a tri-mode loco. So we have AC for the overhead wires, we've got diesel, and we can run in battery, but we've got this clever setting here, right? This clever setting here allows us to run in diesel and battery. So what it does, it takes a 1200 horsepower engine and it boosts the loco up, so we're about 1750, which is the same as a Class 37. So for what we do and moving stuff around, this would be the mode we would run in most of the time. The engine's just a small engine that lives in a cupboard back there. John will show you all this in a bit. So what we're going to do is, in a minute, we're going to go through, and we're going to drive it up and down the track and all the rest of it. This controller is a power controller, so if I open it up I get power. If I push it that way I get a dynamic brake. So I can charge the batteries, and I can also, when we're under the overheads, put power back into the overhead wires. That's the reverser that makes it go forwards and back. This is a train brake, which I showed you a minute ago, puts the brake on and off on the loco and the train. Straight air brake, we've done that. AWS reset for the warning system for the signalling, and what we'll do now is we'll there we go. Okay. So when we're running along, it's a said to you earlier on, if I push the controller forwards, I get a regen brake. So what I can do now is if I start to top the battery up, just by putting the brake on ever so slightly, that slowly will top the battery up. When we get down to about 2 miles an hour, we lose that ability.
10 DC, this is what controls all the controls. So all the controls for the trailer run through here. This is how we select all our modes, whether with a service loco, with a trail loco, selected in here. Behind yourself, this is the traction water blower, so each bogey got to come blowers, get pulled through here and put the sky. This is what gets the head switch, what gets the pantograph, so this is the earthen switch for the pantograph, and you have all your high power switches in here. These are all your AC ones. These are the ones that deliver all the power to the light traction. This is the pantograph, this is the pantograph reservoir, and that's this is the your EDCS when it gets installed. Let's move on. This is your brakes. Control all your brakes. These are all your switches, so it's where we can isolate it. So if we're going to have it in trail or we're going to shun it anywhere, we do a trail there. Behind me, Rob mentioned batteries, didn't we? So we've got two sets of batteries on here, and they're both sitting covered that big.
That big?
Yeah. Controls for batteries are here, batteries are there. What you'll find is, what you see here is repeated but in reverse on the opposite side. I'll talk to you about this side, so we get to the compressor and I'll tell you all over again. So this is all the switching gear, so this is the one that determines your battery power, your pantograph power, or your diesel power in your traction. So when you select your board, this is the cover here that will choose what it is and how it's transferred to the power across. So like I said, we're on repeat, so you've got one there, you've got one there, these are your traction. First thing you need to do is heat, just to chill for all your traction sections. And then, next bit here, this is the diesel engine. It's not very big at all, is it? It's small. What generates all the diesel, this is what gets us everywhere, apart from the tank. Here you've got your sanding, your compressors, and your air dryers. This also controls all your air for the system, so if you need brakes, you need sand, you need anything from here. Next to it down on your left, that is your engine cooling units. So this is what cools everything through this cupboard, puts all the atmosphere, and then what we've got here is just some storage and your starter batteries. Yeah, we'll do another trip, and if you've got any questions as we come back down again, you can just ask. That was a regulation horn, that. Got any questions or anything?
You're very quiet, everybody.
When are you thinking of getting it actually into service?
So I believe Rob is trying to get it in the service just within about the next month. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get the paperwork signed off in the next 2 or 3 weeks and we'll get it up and running.
So we've done all the testing, we've passed everything, we're just waiting for Network Rail to say, yeah, we're happy with everything you've done, and then Rob's one of the first drivers trained, so
yeah,
we're just on the process of getting the drivers trained now and getting people.
We've been doing the testing on the West Coast Main Line at night,
twice.
Yeah.
Wagons with the
Yeah.
wagons.
But we're very, very close to just getting that paperwork done. If we're very quick, I think we've got time for a run back up and back.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Yeah?
Oh, yes,
we'll do
please.
a quick one,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we'll do that. Pretty damn good. There's a lot of wipers and trains that can't get them right. It misses a window or whatever. They're really good. The thing about this engine, believe it or not, which is I love to do with the wipers, and it's one of the things I like about the wipers. When you put the wipers on and you're running at speed, you give it one scoosh of water and it goes on the window, right? It rolls down the bottom of the window and it just stays at the window, and as you're moving along you keep getting it coming back up. So one scoosh and most locals goes up over the top and it's gone. So it sits here and it comes up, so every now and again you just go like that, click it on and off, and it keeps the window clean. It's really quite clever. It's an accident design. It's not meant to be like that, but it's good because you're not using all the water up in your water tank. So that's the diesel engine running now. In a minute we'll wait for these two to go out and I'll be able to take power. That's the auxiliaries all kicking in. So once the auxiliaries have settled in, that'll go out, and then when that one goes out, I can take power. You've just got to wait. If we were running along on AC mode and I was to change to diesel, providing we're above 15 mile an hour, it's an automatic change, because what happens is the motors generate the electricity as we're rolling along to keep this DC link in place. So because we're not moving fast enough, we can't keep that DC link up. So for running up and down here, it makes it a bit more difficult to demonstrate. But you know, even when you consider that engine sits in a wardrobe, right? It's only a small engine. What that engine's capable of doing with the traction package that we've got on the Loco is really impressive.
Have you actually found any problems with it, which you had to rectify?
We had, when, like everything else, we had in the first few runs that we're doing it on 110 mile an hour, we were fine. We were running along at 100 mile an hour, and then the brake would just go like that, which was quite alarming, because when we're all in the cab, what the blazes is wrong with that? But we discovered that it was a little software fault, that if one motor goes 8 mile an hour faster than the next, it would drop the brake. So what they did was they just modified the software ever so slightly, and we've not had any more problems since, which has been great. Number 6, we took out the box that had done 119 miles delivery mileage, and we put 2,152 tonne on it, and it worked. And every one of these Locos has worked pretty much out the box without any problems. That's almost unheard of with traction, but it's just such a nice Loco. We all love it. Right back to the quietest crowd we've had.
I have got one question.
Go for it.
Light engines, well, obviously they run up to 75 mile an hour as of when.
You're clever, I know what you're going to ask.
Can these do 100 mile an hour like the DRS ones? Light engines?
The answer to that is yes, but we need the paperwork to be signed off.
I thought so.
That
was the only
So
question.
that makes a huge,
I-
because we've got brake force, which is
Yeah.
huge compared to Locos. The Locos 86 tonne, the brake force that actually stops the Locos is 73 tonne. So we can run at 100 mile an hour, but we've got to go through this process of getting it signed off. So at the moment we're running at 75.
Yeah.
But I often will take a Loco up to Glasgow to do jobs up there, and it'll take a 9 or 10 hour shift to get up there. If we can run at 100 mile an hour, I can go up in 4 or 5 hours.
The Class 37s you got, once all these come in service, are you likely to keep them in service?
We're going to keep some, I think, because 37 is quite a versatile engine for certain things. But it's like everything else. We've got these state-of-the-art Locos, and some places like in here, they have all sorts of problems when they come and pick a train up because they don't allow diesels inside the shed. So they've got to put a pilot on, pull them out, take the pilot off and recouple up. So a lot of the jobs that we're going to be doing will actually be able to run into the sheds, do all that. So from a business point of view, ideally we want these on our trains. So it will probably be, if they're as successful as we reckon that they're going to be, that we'll need to order more locos. Because there's other people who want to buy them as well. Or they're certainly talking about it, but it's like everything else nowadays. What people say and what they do are two different things. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. So there we go, chaps. That's it.
Is that the full running mileage for the speed?
For this one.
This is the last one we bought.
This is the last one we bought. So it's only another 112 miles.
How long ago was it delivered?
It was delivered about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that was it, as quick as that. Right, well, I'll let you out and just watch what you're doing when you go down the stairs. That's my job, just to frighten people.